Hello everyone, this is Johnny and welcome back. So today I have some exciting things to share with you, and I'm here on site of a former mail order nursery. The front of this property does still host a beautiful botanical garden that's opened up several hours each week to the public. But this portion that I'm going to be showing you today, this portion of the property has been unused for a number of years. And the owner of this property has given me permission to bring some of these growing spaces back to life. So I'm going to take you through some of these areas that I plan to bring back to life, put back up shade houses, clean up the walkways, and get this hopefully ready so that I can grow quite a few, not only Japanese maples, but other plants starting this fall and into next spring and so on. So follow along with me because I plan to take you along this process of really kind of restoring this area and cleaning this up and getting this set back up to grow a lot of plants again in the future. So let's go around and I'll show you some of the things that I'm going to be working on. Okay, in this space here, you can see that there are some PVC frames here that are already in place partially. They still need the cross members and need to kind of be straightened up. But the basic framework is here, and somebody previously came and started putting this together a little bit. But you can see here where there were dividers here, the wood there, and you can see the post there to hold the PVC. This space does have a lot of possibilities, and it has some things already in place. It has some irrigation there that I can tap into. Another thing that's really cool is in this property, there are a lot of cool plants that have just kind of, they were in little pots and they've kind of established themselves. The owner of this property was showing me these daphnes, and hopefully a lot of these I'll be able to propagate from, kind of restore back. And I'm going to leave a lot of these here on the side if they've established themselves, and maybe kind of clean them up and allow them to have a place here. I'm going to be cleaning out a lot of these areas here. I'm going to be pruning the trees up here. And then I'm going to need some shade cloth to put on these hoops when I get these done. But one of the cool things here, not only those plants, but there were a number of Japanese maples that were in pots here that have established themselves. You can see this beautiful Japanese maple here. And there are a number of Japanese maples in the botanical part of this property as well, but these have just kind of established themselves. There's one here that I was noticing that's actually a variegated Japanese maple. And so you can see the variegated leaf there. So that's quite interesting. This particular leaf has various spaces of variegation, so I'll try to identify that. You can see there, that beautiful white variegation. There's also one here that it kind of reminds me of either a ghost variety or potentially peaches and cream. It does have the reticulation there with the veins. So you can see there, once again, it could be a part of the ghost series. It could be similar to a peaches and cream, something like that. But this particular one has established itself. But this one's going to stay and just going to be trimmed back a little bit, and hopefully I can propagate from that one. But you can see here that there are a number of trees like that that just have been set there and established themselves. Some more established than others, but have PVC frames here to work on. There's also a place here where there were plants growing across here. I can probably clean that up. There was another hoop house here as well. And so there's room there to put in another hoop house. There are also areas like this that at one point grew a lot of plants, and they're shady, maybe pruning a little bit, and then you could grow a lot of plants back here. And then back here, there are a few more hoop houses. This particular one has a lot of stuff growing in it, and it's gonna need quite a bit of work, quite a bit of clearing. But you can see here an old potting bench with some old band pots. This is also the potential for a future project to get this cleared up. And besides this one, there are, once again, there's more, like for instance this, that could also be cleaned up and used in the future. Okay, when it comes to what I want to do today, I think my priority one is going to be to go ahead and prune back this tree here. It does have some dead that's going to be easy to clear out. And then we have some branches here that are growing over where this hoop house is going to be here. And so I'm going to try to prune those branches just a little bit. If I have time today, I'll work on getting some of these weeds out here, get this kind of cleared up, and prune back and dig out, like for instance, that particular plant there, and just kind of clear this up a little bit. So I'll show you a little bit of the process as I go, and I'll show you some afters when I get those done. So I've taken out a decent amount of the dead branches. Now I'm going to take out some of these lower hanging branches that are alive, but they're too low and they're in the way of this hoop house. Okay, so as you can see, I've done a good basic first go around with the trimming of this tree. I'm sure I'll have to do some more trimming in the future, but I got a lot of the dead taken out, and I also pruned away the branches that were basically touching the tops of the hoops here, and now there's some pretty good space there. So that is now looking good for now. Once again, I'll probably come back and prune more of this later, but that's good for now. You can see there that I have a pretty good little pile of branches from what I pruned. My next little project is I'm going to dig out this either pecan or walnut tree. I forgot what it was. The owner of the property told me what it was, but it's just a seed that fell and grew into a seedling. This one needs to be dug up, so I'm going to dig that up, and then if I have any time left, then I'll spend a few minutes taking out some of these weeds to get this started. As you can see, this ground's pretty hard. There's a possibility I will need to come back with a pickaxe or something, but I'm just gonna at least get the initial dig done here and kind of see what I'm working with here. I don't know how long this has been here. It's been cut back a lot, but this might have a bigger root system than I think. Okay, this ground is hard enough, and the trunk of this is looking like it's actually a little thicker. So I'm going to come back and do this another day, but with a pickaxe. So I can get that down in here and really loosen this up. I could sit here with a shovel and get it, but it's gonna be inefficient. So I'll do this more efficiently with a pickaxe. I'm gonna go ahead and now focus on doing some of these weeds here and finish out the day with that. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap this up. I didn't get quite as much done as I had hoped, but I am very happy with the progress that I made. Let me just give you a quick overview of what I was able to accomplish today. So for the center row, I was able to get out the vast majority of the weeds here for about 3/4 of this area. I still have to focus in on the side areas here, but there is some rock down here. Likely I'll need to put some weed cloth over on top of these rocks, kind of smooth those out, and then maybe mulch over that or put gravel. We'll figure that out. But I got some leaves and stuff cleared from here. Of course, there's still a lot more to do, but I got the first level 1 done. You just walk this way so you can kind of see. But quite a few weeds taken out, some leaves cleared, and got that first level done. The last bit is here in the sun, and you can see that bit there. That's remaining for next time, and then also these side areas. I'm also hoping next time I will be able to have a pickaxe to take out the rest of that little tree that's been cut back. So I'm going to do that. As well, I was able to trim the trees above. Okay, so you can see here, once again, these trees, I did the first level of trimming, so that way they don't encroach upon the hoops here. Next time I come, I hope to get the rest of these weeds clear here, and then I hope to get more of these cross members installed, like this one, and the ones that are up here that are missing. If I can get those cross members installed, that will be good. And this will really start coming along. I also plan to prune back these Japanese maples a little bit. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and prune this one here. This is growing out of the rootstock of this one that has reticulated veins here that I showed you earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and trim that real quick. There's no need to keep that. So the hope is after a few days of work, I'll be able to go ahead and complete the hoop house, get the weeds gone, and possibly install some weed cloth to go ahead and keep that from coming back in the meantime. So thank you so much for following along with me today. If you're not yet subscribed and you'd like to see my progress cleaning up these areas and building these out and growing hopefully a lot of Japanese maples and other plants here, make sure that you subscribe and follow along with my journey. Until next time, thanks for watching.